the game from both teams this evening.
The decider then in this Group 2 underway. Good strong kick from Matthew Ridge. No wind at all. The flags hanging limply there. And a very strong, very tough Papua New Guinea pack. But let's not forget that they are quite small men, the Papuans. And they're really up against it. But plenty of spirit, plenty of heart. Papua in possession. Adrian Lam. Wesley, Canberra Raiders, and good distribution from the acting half-back there by Payo, but good tackle there from Lowry. Looking for the kick. Oh, beautiful step there from Lam, and that's a good kick. That was superb play. Troubling Hoppy here down the right wing. But, Matthew Ridge collects, and it's New Zealand in defence. Already Joe there, seen some good work from Papua.
Yes, they depend a lot on this boy Lam, Adrian Lam, to marshal the troops in the middle of the field. On that occasion he also used the kick very, very well, avoided the attempted tackles of New Zealand and put a lovely kick into the corner. And that's exactly what Papua New Guinea will need from him tonight if they're going to go forward and win this game.
And it's New Zealand using the pack, but that's the man, number 7, Adrian Lam, on that side. And there is the key as well for my money. A bad pass there, but Gary Freeman, as we said, 44 tests at scrum half, 18 times the captain of New Zealand, taking it down the short side, not distributing well.
Yes, he went down the short side here. Unaccustomed like for him to put a bad ball out there from Freeman. Unusual position for him tonight, but I think he'll still be looking to play a similar type of game to his normal.
Well, that's surprising me there, Joe. The pack weight's very, very similar, but much shorter squat men, aren't they, the Papuans?
Yes, they don't have a height advantage, but after that graphic showed they're similar weight.
But already it's proving very tricky at half-back with Stanley Genny, and showing a lot of power, a lot of courage. David Wesley again with the Canberra Raiders. One or two of these Papuans now beginning to move into the Australian League. Bruce Mamando, another at the Canberra Raiders. Good driving run. Stephen Curley there, number 11 for New Zealand, being tested in defence. Playing the short side to Nandi. Mr. Cummings getting New Zealand well back. Lam looking again to distribute all the way through. Perfect tackle. Caught in two minds there was Payo. Was he fouled? No, says Mr. Cummings. Picked up by Jason Williams. Brought back into the team, the Sydney Bulldogs wing, formerly with Salford last season. Papua New Guinea looking the lively set of forwards at the moment, Joe.
They've had a very good start. They seem well organised and they're keen to run up the ball. It is a really good start for Papua New Guinea.
Papuans never won an international abroad, but have beaten New Zealand once in the World Cup back in Port Moresby. Good run there by Richie Blackmore. Big, powerful Castleford centre. Quick, play the ball. Henry Paul, twisting, dodging, gets a good pass out there to Williams. No way through. Looking for the high kick from Freeman. It's a good one, it's testing Buko. Oh, Matthew Ridge has caught it! And Matthew Ridge has scored! Oh, superb steal there from the Kiwi full-back and captain. It was a beautifully flighted ball by Gary Freeman. Buko was underneath it. The Papuan thought he had it, but just look at this. It's plucked out of his hands, and Ridge scores, Joe.
Freeman, good kick, pinpoint accuracy, puts it deep into the Papua New Guinean half. Buko seems to be underrated and confident, has his eye on the ball. Ridge manages to steal the ball out of his grasp, actually, and then go over the line for the try. Obviously a planned move.
Quite interesting this though. I mean, did he actually steal the ball, Joe, or was he in full control? Buko jumps up for it there, we can see. Up in the air, he's got it. He just takes it out of his grasp, doesn't he?
But I don't think he ever really had full control of the ball. For a penalty to be awarded to Papua New Guinea, he would have had to have stolen it, and I don't think actually had full control of that ball.
Well, whatever you and I think, Joe, it's 6 points from that man, Matthew Ridge, and it's the sort of lead, the sort of start that New Zealand wanted. 5 minutes gone here at a good packed Knowsley Road.
Here from the elevated view, good kick from Freeman though, everybody's onside. Ridge definitely wanted to chase this ball. Buku underneath the ball, it seemed to slip straight through his grasp, and there was Ridge.
Yeah, and no excuses about the wind either, Joe. I mean, very calm out there.
Very still, perfect conditions for rugby.
New Guinea in the brightly coloured gear known as the Cummels, described after the birds of paradise that frequent the countryside out there. And we have Richard Duckingfield down there at pitch side. Anything of interest, Richard?
Well, I just remember, Ray, that Gary Freeman, who put that kick up for the New Zealand try, was joking with me in the earlier game at Warrington when they played Tonga that he wasn't looking forward to playing tonight. He felt that maybe his career was in its twilight stages, but it seems to have started okay so far.
Well, he has actually announced his international retirement after this tournament, but Gary announces it every season. Good ball there. Back now to Kemp. No way through, but he does at least get that ball away. Jason Lowry puts the chip kick in. Well taken there by James Cox. There is Gary Freeman, a great competitor, fiery customer. I think you've been playing, Joe, when we've had 1 or 2 battles with Mr. Freeman.
Yes, he is a fierce competitor. Whether he fancy playing or not tonight, you know when he takes the field that he's in for a hard game and one that he relishes.
Max Tirry from the Bulldogs Club in Mount Hagen, driving in for the Cummels. No way through at the moment. Good tackling, good solid slide and defence from the Kiwis in the lead. 6 points to nil. Adrian Lamb trying to push them back with a good long kick. That is a tester for Ridge. He has to take it. Well followed up there by Joshua Cowro. Good switch and good support from Hoppy. Oh, this is good wing play. Good play there by John Hoppy. Again, another one of 8 Auckland Warriors players in this squad. So there should be a blend in the Kiwis.
They have made positional changes, and I think that with the promise of a better display tonight should see New Zealand come through and win the game, in my opinion.
Stephen Kearney. Penalty. Oh, and a quick tap there by Freeman. Flicked across to Mark Horrell. Well, I would have gone for the penalty there, but New Zealand know what they're doing, using it down that short side there. Ruben Wiki. Calvin Raiders centre. New Zealand just inside the Cummels 20-metre area. Good solid defence there from the Cummels, swinging it wide now. Across to Stacey Jones. Jones, good pass over there. In the middle, the ball was moved on. Kemp had a hand in it, and Richie Blackmore, former favourite over there at Weldon Road, Castleford, in out wide.
Yes, good deep line from New Zealand here. Jones, the short ball across, Kemp's in, and then Richie Blackmore on the outside beats the Papua New Guinea Despairing challenge for the try.
It is the speed of the handling here, that quick flick from Freeman via Jones. He draws the cover in. Ball from Kemp, and no problems for Blackmore. His 11th try in 14 tests. Matthew Ridge, one of the most successful kickers down under. Past 6 seasons since signing from the All Blacks, and just had his best ever season down there with Bobby Fulton's team, the Australian coach at Manly. Perfect. This lad could give anyone a lesson in goal kicking. Possibly ranks with Fran Obotica as the 2 premier goal kickers in world rugby. Matthew Ridge. And already New Zealand comfortably leading by 12 points to 0.
After 10 minutes into the game, a perfect start from New Zealand. A good back line with Henry Paul and Jones linking. Then Kemp and Richard Blackmore on the outside. Planned, well worked, well executed back line move.
I think Kiwis like playing here at Knowsley Road. Joe, many Kiwis played with the St Helens Slope. Shane Cooper, McCracken, Roy Hargreave. And here enjoying themselves on the turf. Richie Blackmore. Oh, good support play there from Tony Kemp.
And on the New Zealand bench, John Lomax, ex-Canberra Raiders, working to town. John, this is a decent start, isn't it?
Yeah, the boys are going really well. The boys are landing on their elbows and knees and get up and playing the ball really quick. Our forwards are going excellent at the moment, and the backs have been able to develop something out of that.
Do you think Papua have got a bit more to show?
Probably a little bit later. You know, obviously the speed of the game for us is suiting us now, and we're putting a lot of pressure on them, so we'll see how that goes.
Thanks, John.
Mention of Lomax, and there we do see Frank Endacott, the New Zealand coach, but mention of John Lomax indicates that, you know, Joe, 4 captains in the past 12 months. Dwayne Mann, Lomax, Freeman, Ridge.
Yes, they've had quite a few selection problems. It's never been a real settled side. But they were, I was talking to some of the New Zealand players during the week. They were concerned about their performance against Tonga, felt that they'd let themselves down and the country and wanted to put things right tonight. And I think they started the game with that in mind and played some very wide, expansive and good rugby.
Oh, superb play there by the Papuans. Good tackle, good run by David Golmier. But Blackmore driving in on the 6th tackle, the handover.
Come on.
Ridge again, trapped there at the acting half-back by Lamando. Just edging on that 20-metre area. Jones and Paul again in midfield, launching Ruben Wiki, very quick, pacey lad, but no way around John Ockle there. Williams. Henry Paul again, skirting around the defence as he likes to do. That sudden twisting, jerking run of the Wigan standoff. Stacey Jones, 19 years of age. Auckland Warriors youngster, but he lost the ball. Papua coming away with the ball. And just look at that as an indication, Joe, for the New Zealand dominance.
Yes, they've really put the pressure on the start of this game. Papua New Guinea on the last set of 6 failed to get the kick in, which resulted in a turnover as well. And possession and territory is certainly in the favour of New Zealand at the moment.
Let's not forget though, Joe, that earlier in the week at the Boulevard at Hull, I think you were there, they were trailing by 20 points to 0 Papua and came back for a creditable 28-all draw.
A late surge. Penalty here, you see it on the replay. I think he might have milked the penalty from the referee here. I don't think there was that much force used by Gary Freeman there on the number 9, Payo.
I'm pretty sure here he's absolutely milking that incident. I mean, it's almost like a high diver off the top board, Joe.
Well, Freeman's quite strong, but he hardly touched him then and sent the player Payo back a good 3 yards.
Yes, talent professionalism there from Elias Payo, but it's Mr. Freeman in bother again, offside. And Payo just wondering with Mr. Lamb, is it worth going for a goal? We mentioned this lad Freeman was a fiery customer. He really does give 80 minutes. He's a competitor. So, the Cummels then with the best chance of a try. Mr. Cummings waiting to get the other ball off the pitch. And Max Tirry driving in. Strong run again there by the Cummels forward, number 8 there, yeah. Sweeping across now. Nice switch, superb switch to Wesley. Oh, he lost the ball. Surely if Kauru had taken that ball, that could have spelled danger for the Kiwis. Lovely moving midfield, clever switch by Lamb, and completely fooled the Kiwis, Joe.
Yes, it was excellent work, the switch onto the short side. So Wesley there put the ball out. Papua New Guinea just failed to take it, and I think it could have been a scoring chance in that corner.
In fact, the problem, Joe, Kauru was coming inside, wasn't he? And sort of hit the ball smack on. So, Papua New Guinea again using the switch move. David Buko coming in the line. Had a spell with the North Queensland Cowboys. And he certainly drives these forwards. And it's Gary Freeman again. In a little bother.
Seems to me that Papua New Guinea are starting to run at Gary Freeman. They know that he's out of position.
I think Gary Freeman using the knee initially and then using the elbow. I well remember a real fracas between this man and England scrum half Bobby Goulding out there in a series in New Zealand. He really does need to calm himself down. He's a superb footballer. He can do far better than this, can Gary Freeman. This time, accepting the indiscretion of Gary Freeman and taking the penalty.
It's been a lively start by both sides, but 3 penalties there from Gary Freeman really have let Papua New Guinea go the full length of the field.
And Pio from Port Moresby, looking to accept the 2 points, courtesy of the former Kiwi skipper. Port Moresby, a great centre of rugby there out in Papua New Guinea, over 10 teams in the city alone, 22 leagues throughout Papua New Guinea. Absolutely fanatical fans throughout the island. Pyle looking for 2 points to start the fight back. Just 23 metres out. Right-footed, a good kick. Straight between the uprights, the flags are raised, a good cheer from the crowd, and a good crowd supporting the underdog. And Papua with points on the board. 12-2 to New Zealand, 17.5 minutes gone. Ridge to kick off. Oh, well taken there. Good switch there by Elias Pio. Oh, and a good strong run there by John Ockle. Ockle playing in the Metropolitan Cup there in Sydney with the Moorbank Club. Plenty of experience. And another Sydney player, Wesley. These Papua New Guineans really coming to now. Tremendous effort there from David Wesley. Papua taking the initiative. Good pass from Lamb. That was good defence there by 6 and 7, Henry Paul. And Joe Tolcombe, the Cummels coach, he won't be too disappointed, I think, at this stage. Adrian Lamb, excellent kick. He spotted that Matthew Ridge, Joe, was well in field. As a fullback, you had no chance with that kick. Tolcombe will certainly be pleased with that.
That's right. He wanted to kick into the corners, make Matthew Ridge run and chase the ball before he brought it back. That time it went over the touchline, and the resultant scrum will pack down now. But it is Lamb that seems to orchestrate everything that Papua New Guinea do, whether it's the wide pass, the short ball inside, or the kick. He really is the key and the heart of this side.
But I think also, Joe, the standoff, Stanley Gennett is linking well with him.
Yeah, they're putting some nice passes together. If they can find some gaps out wide, they also have pace out there to trouble New Zealand.
New Zealand then looking to use these 6 balls here. Blackmore, this is where the danger is, I think. Out with this big centre. Freeman at the Yatin half-back position. Gary Freeman relishing the Yatin half-back role. The hooker role in rugby league now, very, very similar to the old-fashioned scrum half. None of the purest hookers that used to be in the game. And Kearney, well, I wonder, did Stephen Kearney lose that ball, or was it pulled away? Matthew Ridge to put to touch under the main stand there at the paddock. Jason Lowry. Oh, slipped inside. Good run there by Ruben Wiki. Strong in attack and defence. Freeman again to Jones. Jones slips inside to Mark Morrow. And offside. David Gomez offside. The crowd not very happy at Mr. Cummins. I'm sure Ridge will have a shot at goal, but all that registers from the witness referee is a smile. Penalties level, but the Papuans, they can't afford to give penalties within kicking range with a kicker like Ridge.
No, he'll slot them over all night, Matthew Ridge. That was a good decision by the referee, though. He played the advantage and let the New Zealanders continue the move. When nothing resulted, then he brought them back for the penalty. Now Ridge, I'm sure, will knock this one over from the 2 points.
Matthew Ridge, skipper for the first time in this series. New Zealand quite determined to make an impact on this World Cup. They've never won a World Cup in 10 appearances, just won runners-up. Oh yes, just curls it in at that near side upright. Pleasure from the large number of followers from New Zealand in the crowd. Quite a few parties travelled over, and they'll be happy at that scoreline, 14-12. You can see already Ridge, 15 points there in 2 appearances. He has a boot that must be watched. Oh, that's very well done. Excellent play there by the other hooker, Elias Pio. He really does think this lad. Good movement by Ockel. Still going. They're lively and enterprising. Adrian Lamb was telling him midweek that if they couldn't control things up front, they would have to take 1 or 2 risks. They would have to take a chance or 2, and they are doing. And they're surprising New Zealand. The Cummels on the attack. Lamb flicks it to Genny. Genny to Mamando. Mamando tries that dummy. Can't quite get through. Oh, it's Pio again. He's on his own. Is he strong enough? He's got Mamando with him. Good pass. He's driving for the line. Oh, Ockel can't get there. That was a good tackle by Henry Paul. Good tackle. Still the Papuans come forward. But a good defence from New Zealand. That was a good spell of 6 tackles, Joe.
It was good 6 tackles. It was also very good scrambling for defence by New Zealand. A last-ditch tackle by Henry Paul on the line, though, saved a try, I'm sure.
They may be trailing Papua New Guinea, but certainly they are entertaining. Excellent tackle from Mamando. Stephen Kearney taking it away now. Another Auckland Warriors. Captain against Great Britain in that 3rd test in '93. Good-natured, friendly boos from the St Helens crowd for Henry Paul, of course. The rivalry with close neighbours Wigan. Indicating they might be a little offside, but I think Mr Cummins is keeping them right back. Pio again to Lamb. Lamb on his outside tries to get Genny working. Genny from up there in the Highlands, the Lahanis club in Goroka. And again the Cummins chipping away at the Kiwis defence. Adrian Lamb spotting the gap. He reads a game, this Adrian Lamb, Joe.
Yes, he's had to kick on a few occasions from inside his own half. The Papua New Guinea players aren't really making the yardage that the New Zealand opponents are when they have the ball, and it's left to Lamb to kick them out of trouble, really.
And a ball to New Zealand, and a Josh from New Zealand. Stacey Jones, the teenager, gets it away. Henry Paul, adventurous, gets it out to Blackmore. Blackmore on this side to Hoppy. Hoppy trying to get away, but a good tackle by James Cox.
Expansive play by New Zealand. Looked to push it wide from the scrum, and a good tackle there by Cops on his opposite number, Hoppy. Quite adventurous from New Zealand there, Ray. Although it was a good idea to, if you can break from the scrum, it's very bad to turn possession over on the first tackle.
Bucco. Certainly both teams throwing the ball around, playing with adventure. Joshua Cowru, possibly I think just giving his forwards a breather. There's one forward who doesn't need a breather. Oh, outstanding run again from this lad, David Wesley. He certainly can step this Canberra Raiders prop. Lamb pushing them forward now. Out to Ockle. Racing in, can't get the ball away. Good tackle there by Quentin Pongia, but that's a penalty. Interfering, had to play the ball. Mr. Cummins telling Pongia to get away right away. Mr. Cummins just having a word with the Kiwis, telling them he won't stand for any messing at the play the ball, Joe.
Almost professional foul here. Papua New Guinea pushed the ball wide, and we're looking to attack again, and Pongia just slowing him down by pushing him at the play of the ball.
In fact, in 1 or 2 games, Joe, after an incident like that, we've had a warning of the sin bin.
On occasions, yeah, the sin bin straight away, in fact. It is a way of slowing your opponents down, and one that is classed as a professional foul, so well, I see nothing wrong with giving the sin bin card for that.
In the British League here in the early season, we had a crackdown on it, didn't we?
Yes, there seemed to be a sin bin every 5 or 10 minutes at the start of the season.
So, Pio again, in a similar position to his first attempt, and I think another 2 points here will certainly put heart into the Comores. Taking his time, quiet all around this ground, in respect to this kicker. Oh, it's just wide of the post. That's a bad miss. He knows that. A bad miss there for the Comores, so the score still remains at 14 points to 2.
That's why I think really that the sin binning should be used on for an offence like that. Not only did Pio fail to get the 2 points, but if the New Zealand player hadn't have given the penalty, it could quite easily have been 4 or even 6.
Comores then. Oh, Max Tirry losing the ball, but there I think is a difference from what we saw earlier, Joe. Just look at the difference there now at the way the Papua New Guineans have come back.
Yes, they have come back into the game very well, very strong. They've had a lot more ball and they've used it quite well, but have failed to cross the line. I think a try now would really lift the Papua New Guinea side.
But first they've got to pierce this black and white defence. Jason Williams, Freeman rattling in the acting half-back row. Tony Kemp. Freeman again to Henry Paul. Paul trying to come off that right side step. Dumped to the ground by Pio. What a good game the Comores hooker is having. Pangia, Canberra Raiders grand finalist. Stacey Jones, short pass, launches got forward Jason Lowry there. Lowry still going, takes a couple to put him down. On the 5th tackle, 10 metres from the Comores line. Stacey Jones up to Paul. Paul central and wicket across there. Oh, he's just held up over that line. Tremendous defence there. Adrian Lamb was underneath. A couple of yellow and red defenders helped him out. New Zealand very, very close there. Ruben Wiki sent for the corner, but tremendous defence from Papua. deter these Papuans, Joe, do they? They still keep running.
They do run hard, and that was great defence in that corner then to prevent the try from Wiki. A three-man tackle just managed to keep him out.
Lamb again, using that right-hand side. Joe, he's used that right-hand side all the time. They obviously feel that there's a weakness on Ridge's left hand, or there's a weakness on the wing Williams down there.
They certainly kicked to that side, but I think New Zealand have a game plan of bringing it back. Whichever side they take it to, they look to spread it wide to Richie Blackmore. That seems to have been a key part of their game. They know he's a very strong and elusive runner, and I think they're sending a platform with the forwards, and they're looking to get it wide with Henry Paul towards Richie Blackmore.
Richie Blackmore, fierce, abrasive battle in midfield here. I think certainly going to be a test of fitness between these two sides. The New Zealanders spent a week in camp before they flew to England with a military camp in Auckland. The instruction from the Army's elite squad, so they should be fit enough. Stacey Jones with a tester, teasing to the corner. Offside and obstruction. Henry Paul just questioning what went on there, looks in gasped amazement. Stacey Jones accepts, but I think really, Joe, there as we see it, it's obstruction, isn't it? You must keep 10 metres away from the man.
Yes, exactly right. It was a poor kick actually from Stacey Jones, but it was Adrian Lamb that had rushed up on the kicker and put some pressure on him that caused it.
Looking for a try before the half-time. Just 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Michael Angra. Lamb trying to push the ball out wide there to Mamando. And offside, surely? Yes. Quickly played by Papua, keeping that movement going there. Get the ball away. Again, Pio on the short side to this man, Wesley. Often seen at first receiver. Adrian Lamb. The shoulder to Yer. Fierce tackle again there from Jason Lowry. David Goria to Ockel. Full flow, Pio. Still get that ball going. A good tackle there on Genny. Penalty against Stephen Kearney. And he really does want a strong word with him. He's a big, strong lad. He's warning him about that tackle, Joe.
Well, there must have been something afterwards.
I think he put a kick in there, Joe, didn't he?
I couldn't see from the camera angle. It seemed a good hard first tackle. But something must have
certainly put a kick in there while the player was on the floor. But the Papuans, as Adrian Lamb said, taking a chance. They're running it, driving in. Oh, a good tackle. Good tackle there on Nandi. Again, the switch move. Pio, he can't find support. He goes himself. Oh, he's a little scampering is this scrum half. It's desperate defence from the Kiwis. Papua. 2 tackles remaining in this sequence. There is space on the blind side if Lamb could get it away. He can't, but it's picked up by Michael Angra. He loses it, and the pressure's off.
Excellent defence by New Zealand on several occasions. People like Lowry, Kearney, Horo making excellent tackles to keep them out. 68 tackles to 50 there. That's tackles made, and a lot of them have been on their own line and try-saving tackles.
And it makes you wonder just who's winning there, Joe, doesn't it? With the tackles made by New Zealand.
Down on the bench, Joe Tokum, the Papua Guinea coach. Joe, you're unfortunate not to have had a couple of tries.
Well, looking at the first try that scored by New Zealand Kiwi, I would blame my fullback for that. he actually caught the ball, but one of the New Zealand fellow can rip the ball out of him to score a try, and I'm not too sure referee should penalise him for that.
You must feel a bit aggrieved not to have scored a couple of tries yourself.
Yes, I am. I'm not very happy.
Well,
with,
here we see.
our players
Oh, and that was definitely an elbow there on Joshua Koro. How the penalty has gone against Papua New Guinea here, Joe, I don't know.
Well, it must have been the touch judge that intervened. You can't really tell from that. I think he's just, instead of backing off and trying to get the penalty himself, he's obviously taking it upon himself to have a little discussion there.
It was 50-50. Cowro possibly penalised for not backing off, but really the antagonism came from Jason Williams. But it doesn't matter now. It's Kiwis on the attack. It's Stephen Curtis driving in. And all credit to New Zealand. Tremendous defence. They've accepted the pressure of the Commons, and here they are coming back now. Tony Kemp. And usually in the loose forward roll, but it's Paul again. Short pass, back again. This time, good gummy by Hoppy. Takes some putting on, but good cover tackle there by Max Tyrrell. But still the Kiwis are coming. Paul again to Stacey Jones. Stacey Jones looking to launch the forwards. He can't. Well, he possibly should have offloaded it. On the big tackle. Freeman running at the half of the defence. Nowhere through for Howell. And again, good defence there. Just taking a breather. Good sound play here there. Ryan has been under attack. The defence has been racked. Just 3 minutes to half time. Mamando almost with a break. Lanigan spots the gap from the 18 half. Oh, he has tremendous pace, Joe.
Yes, if he spies a half a chance, the pace off the mark is electric.
Stanley Denny with the chip kick through, but Matthew Ridge covered it well. He was in the ideal position there, Ridge, in that sweeper role. Again, the tackling is fierce, the tackling is hard. Kemp did well to get the ball away to Paul there. Ruben Wiki again with one hand. Williams. They just look. It's a hard game, is this one? Just 2 minutes to half time. Jason Williams coming in to help out the working midfield. Freeman to Pongia, still gets that ball away. Horo back to Jones. Still a teenager, this number 7. Auckland Warriors from half, captain of the junior Kiwis some time ago. Henry Paul again. The chip now then. What will Buku do this time? He misses it. Paul comes up with it. A try here would be a disaster for the Cummels. Lowry. Kiwis holding the ball. Stacey Jones going for the line. The Cummels, he's taken advice via that earphone by radio. Let's see if the ball is ripped out. Well, I wonder whether it was.
I think there was a hand in there. Papua New Guinea this time give the 2 points away rather than concede the try.
Well, yes, it looks as if it was punched out, Joe.
I think it was Bruce Mamando who just had his right arm in the tackle there on Stacey Jones and just pushed the ball out.
So this should be the easiest of chances for Matthew Rin to attempt to maintain his 100% record. And there it is. 2 points, taking New Zealand further out. Despite the good work from the Cummles, it's New Zealand in control, 16 points to 2. And one of the points about rugby league is, Joe, that when you have possession, you must score, mustn't you? And the Cummles have failed to do that.
And on the other side of the coin, New Zealand, every time they've got down in the danger zone, in the last half of the last quarter of the field in Papua New Guinea, deep in Papua New Guinea territory, they've come up with either a try or a penalty resulting in 2 points.
Yes, there's been a lot of criticism in the last few months of this Kiwi side, but there's no doubt about it, they do have some world-class players. It's just a case of blending them together. Well, there is the hooter. They have blended together in this first half, deservedly in the lead. They delighted the fans here in St Helens with the fast, open, attacking rugby in the opening segment of this first half. That was when they ripped in for those tries with Ridge and Blackmore. And then, Joe, they had to go on the defence, didn't they? And it was last-ditch tackles from the Kiwis that held the Cummles out.
So great defence by New Zealand. One tackler in particular by Jason Lowry sticks in the mind as being a cruncher that really saved a try. But I've been impressed also with the front row, the front actually six of Papua New Guinea, led by Payo, and then the orchestration at the back by number 7, Adrian Lamb, to distribute to people like O'Cool in the centre, who really have had good games for Papua New Guinea.
Yes, I think Adrian Lamb there, the Cummles skipper, he'll be a little disappointed that all they have to show for their efforts is that one Payo goal. But the sanctuary of the dressing rooms here at Knowsley Road, it's a time for reflection, it's a time to look ahead. And what do you think Frank Endicott will be saying to the New Zealand camp now? He's in the lead, all he needs is a point to qualify for the semi-final, doesn't he?
He does, but I'm sure he'll like to keep the game expansive, to try and push it out to the centres, to Blackmore and Wiki. It's worked quite well with that link from Stacey to Henry Paul, and I think after they've set the platform with a strong running forwards, once again in the second half they look to get it out wide, Blackmore and Wiki, Sean Hoppy, and then bring Matthew Ridge in, and I think we'll see more tries in the second half.
Yes, 16 points to 2 is a considerable lead and a deficit for those Papua New Guineans to pull back. But as we saw at Hull earlier this week, they can do it. They pulled back from 20 points, and this game is not over by any means at all. If we look at the match facts, Joe, in terms of possession, in terms of a territorial advantage, it is very, very even, isn't it?
It's very close. Handling errors down to 3 from each side, which is good, but that's indicative of the conditions here tonight. Penalties 7-5. It's very close throughout those statistics, but New Zealand took their chances, which gives them the 16 points to 2 lead.
Yep, we can see the minutes in possession. Papua New Guinea had the 15 minutes and then just lost the tries. But the handling errors, Joe, I'm delighted with those. Just 6 in a tackling of that ferocity.
That's right. Last night's game that we saw between Western Samoa and France, strewn with handling errors. Tonight, players, although it has been fierce out there and very physical, have managed to control the ball very, very well.
And a shot there of the St Helens famous Springbok, Tom van Vollenhoven, a record 62 tries in 1958-59, a record 392 tries in all between 57 and 68, being presented to the crowd here. New Zealand 16, Papua New Guinea 2. New Zealand then in control, 16 points to 2, but 40 minutes in the second half is a long, long time. As we've seen in this World Cup, and certainly New Zealand have seen with Tonga, who rocked them on their heels at Warrington until that last-ditch drop goal by Matthew Ridge saved the day. Anything can happen in this Halifax World Cup. Ridge in possession, launches his forwards, Quentin Ponga. And using the forwards well, New Zealand. Lowry, 2 good charges by the props, bring the play 40-50 yards, and a third one by Kemp. That tackle looked a little high. Kearney trying to go down the heart of defence, picks in with Freeman. Trying to play the ball, does do so. I think after communication with the touch judge. He judges that Gary Freeman has not played the ball correctly to his side.
Yeah, the ball was on the floor before he stood to play it.
The Cummels down the blind side. Good switch inside there. And the wingman, James Cox, had a lot to do from Mount Hagen. Mr. Cummins most insistent that the Kiwis get away from the play of the ball. David Wesley. Good tackling by Kearney. Still, these Cummels forwards keep coming. Good strong running.
Very strong. And also the difference though, when New Zealand bring the ball forward through the forwards, they seem to make far more yards than the Cummels.
Oh, again, Wesley. Outstanding here for the Cummels. Just couldn't get the ball away there. Puts the little kick to the corner. We talked about the chip kicks. There is one. Pushing New Zealand back. That's the sort of tactic needed. Keeps the momentum going.
Good kick from Lamb. There was nothing on out wide. It was an attacking ploy, so he just dabs the ball over the top. Little chip kick. He certainly has all the skills.
Stacey Jones having difficulties at the base of the scrum, but a very talented Kiwi. And Mr. Cummins having a word with Matthew Ridge, just having a word at Kearney. Any back chat from Kearney and he'll be going. Certainly Mr. Cummins won't stand any back words from a Kiwi. So it's the Cummels, head and ball, good attacking position.
They've had the chance here to set something up from this scrum.
Genny trying to launch Ockle away there. Powerful runner, this lad from Moorbank in Sydney. Still continuing play down that far side. Mamando again. Oh, he fairly charges at the line there. But tremendous defence from the Kiwis. The Cummels moving in here. Good run there from Max Tilley. Max Tilley driving at the line. Again, Kearney and Ridge hold the line. Pio. He burrows underneath, he scampers this squat little hooker. He takes some putting down. Just 3 metres from the Kiwi line. Switch of play from Lamb. Oh, and a beautiful ball to Mamando. Mamando trying to go himself. Oh, he should have passed that ball, Joe. There certainly was a chance out wide there.
Again, we see the great defence from New Zealand. Papua New Guinea are running hard at them. They're trying the handles. They're putting the long ball out as well. Good link from Lamb. But it's the defence from New Zealand that's just stopping Papua New Guinea from scoring any points in the result of the try.
And the Papua New Guinea coach, Joe Tokum, had plenty to say at half-time. He felt that his team were nervous about the bombs, about the high kicks, after David Buko's dropping the ball earlier in the game to give away that first try. He said they had to be more confident in that area of the game. They had to move up more quickly at play the balls, and they had to continue with the kind of flair they were showing late in the first half. He was confident of points.
Freeman bringing the ball away, trying to get the big forwards on the move, but good cover tackle there from Kauru. And still New Zealand, Paul and Jones in break. Oh, Stacey Jones, good run there, showing a lot of talent. He's determined not to play second best. Henry Paul, that silent run for Paul with a beautiful kick to the corner, just a little too hard, but that was class from the New Zealand and Wigan standoff. Papua New Guinea regrouping, taking the time.
It would have been ideal off Henry Pauly if he could have found a supporting player to pass to. Instead he looks to kick for the wing, and the ball a little bit too long running out.
But this New Zealand defence, strong, solid. No way through at the moment for the Cummels, despite the charges of the Bulldogs. Max Tilley, second row here. Lamb again, quick switch with Mamando. Now in Blackmore's hands. Henry Paul coming more and more into the game now with Jones. Ruben Ricky to Rich looking to get it. Jason Williams going for the corner. Oh, what a good tackle there by John Ockle. But the Kiwis, it's a penalty. A penalty there from Joshua Kauru, interfering with the ball. And the Kiwis hurriedly playing it. Freeman to Jones out to Henry Paul, lobbed over the top, missed by everyone, and the attack was broken down.
A little bit careless from New Zealand, not only did the attack break down, but they lost about 30 yards and they were knocked on.
Jones losing the ball, Freeman and Rich making sure that nobody goes. Strong play in midfield. The handling errors more on the New Zealand side.
Well, the three they've picked up in this second half, and that'll be a worry for them. They need to control the ball, because we do know that Papua New Guinea are capable of coming back.
I think it says something for the strength of the tackling of the Papua New Guineans. They're certainly roaring in, they're pounding in here now. Now we're in attack. Adrian Lamb puts it out there to Getty. Getty cuts inside there to Cormier. Certainly run well on the ball with these Cobbles. They're running from depth. It's troubling this Kiwi defence, but it's strong, it's resilient, and no one is getting through. Getty, well intended, but well spotted there by Jason Williams. And well held. There's certainly no love lost there between Joshua Kauru and Jason Williams. And the temperature is really moving up a notch or two here at Nosey Road. Henry Paul dumped to the floor. I think one or two of these couples will have to watch it, Joe, in at the play the ball. They're tending to hold on a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, they're interfering with the play of the ball. You have to release and stand back the yardage on marker. The referee out will be sure to penalise one or two of them if they don't.
Stephen Kearney. Good, strong runner is Kearney, and a good ball distributor as well. Trying to offload there. Tackled by Adrian Lamb. Kemp tries to start the movement. Ricky jumps over the defender there, John Ockle. What a penalty. Penalty against Joshua Kauru. And he wants a word with the skipper, Adrian Lamb, as well. Here we see
3 men in the tackle. And the referee, I think, has penalised the winger Kauru for gouging there. He's definitely had his hand and his fingers in the New Zealand eye.
Yes, you can see it obviously there, and then he knows what he's done. He runs away from the incident. Well spotted there by the referee, Mr. Cummins. No need for anyone to attack the face of a player. So, Okasini, the substitute on Hitro Okasini, being powerful Maori, just taken the charge. There he is, on for Jason Lowry. But a penalty against New Zealand there for not standing up at the play of the ball. Number 12, Mark Horrow. You know, Joe, it's a very simple process to play the ball. There are about 300 in every game, yet there are about 10 penalties in a game at the play the ball. Why will players never learn?
It should be a simple process. It's obviously not. There's a lot of fatigue. It's very, very tiring making the tackles, and there's always going to be mistakes and penalties in that area. It's where all the collision, all the contact takes place, and it's far from simple.
Half an hour remaining. One team to go forward to the semi-finals. New Zealand looking to be that team at the moment. But the Cummels fighting back. Yeah, the prop forward. Lamb switching direction again. Just lost the momentum there, David. Wesley, the prop overran him. Mamando tackling his face. Ayo again, having a little run on his own. The Cummels moving forward on the fifth tackle to Genny. Genny, oh, that's a tester. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, almost a try, but Mr. Cummins has given offside. One or two of the Cummels found that the ball had ricocheted off the Kiwi. Genny here, we see him, he puts that ball over, he kicks, he chases it. Well, I think that was a try, Joe. I think that the runner who kicked the ball followed it up, the ball ricocheted off, and for me, that was a try.
I think you're dead right there. Sean Hoppy did make contact with the ball, therefore playing the Papua New Guinea players onside, and I think it was a try, and one that we'll have to look at later on.
New Zealand regrouping, regathering, trying to get themselves together. And here we see that incident, Joe.
Well, it was a good kick, angled for the corner. It's Hoppy who's underneath it. If Hoppy takes this ball and makes contact with it, then I think that's a try. I think that was fair. It bounced off him, and he should have been awarded 4 points for Papua New Guinea, and that could be costly.
Could be very costly, but the professionalism of the Kiwis showing through as they fight back. They've held possession with the forwards. No panic. James Copps having a good run. Tony Iro limbering up on the side. Number 17. This New Zealand defence, Joe, is quite something.
It's been very, very strong. There have been very few gaps. But this play here, number 13, Brisbane Mando has had an excellent start to the second half. Some strong running, and if there are any gaps, he'll find them.
Lamb moves it out there to Genny. Genny, he's got to Cowro out wide there. It's Papua New Guinea testing New Zealand here. What a performance from the Cummels. David Buckle there, wanting to get the ball played well. Genny again. Genny going himself. Loses it, gets it to Payo. Payo. Oh, it's picked up there on that outside by Sean Hoppy. It's all action. It's 100-mile-an-hour play here. The ball moving from one side to the other. And Horror settling it down. Sensible play here from the Kiwis. They'll use the forwards. Kearney, no point passing this ball past the first receiver. Regroup, regather, absorb the tackles. Okasini. Lifting off the ground and dropping to the floor. You can't do that.
Oh, it's classed as a spear tackle here. It's a very dangerous tackle.
It certainly is a very dangerous tackle, and Mr. Cummins quite right to clamp down on that very, very quickly. Penalty then to New Zealand. And the rest for Tony Kemp. Okasini just losing his feet. And Tony Iro wants a wingman. Now a second row. And there is Iro losing the ball. Play on.
His first touch of the ball as it came off from the substitute's bench. Tony Allen fumbled it, but I think he replaced Kemp. Kemp seemed to get a knock in a tackle and attempted to tackle Brisbane Mando a short while ago.
Powerful run now from Arco. Still these Cummels keep going. Still the Kiwis keep tackling. They certainly know they've been in a battle with both of these sides when they're getting that back tonight. Oh, and just look at the charge there from number 17, Ben Birry. And Birry, he gets that ball back. Birry, perhaps one of the biggest of the Papua New Guineans. Wesley drives in, gets a good ball out wide there. Still they move around on the fifth tackle. The crowd here at Nosey Road absorbed in this match. Well, I don't think the Cummels have heard him. He's allowed another 6 tackles. The ball hit the Kiwi. Namando Pressing, probing, looking for gaps, and a penalty again. Well, surely at some stage, Joe, we're having so many penalties at the play of the ball, people holding down, we must be looking for a sin bin.
Yeah, I think that's the only course of action the referee's got left to him. Now he's got to put something in the sin bin and sort it out quickly, because it is preventing, on quite a few occasions, Papua New Guinea from coming forward with professionalism by New Zealand and just...
Ben Berry driving forward. Papua testing here now. Oh, that's a good ball. He's going for the line. John Arkle just fell short. Good tackle there by Jason Lowry. But it's the Colours trying to play this ball. The defence. Adrian Lamb. A good pass. He can't get in. Kauru. Another couple of tackles remaining. New Zealand frantically defending here. Lamb again caught in the shots. Post little double kick through. Geddes chasing it. Ridge has it covered. And it's a tap on the 20. What an attacking performance there from the Colours, Joe.
We got to admire New Zealand again, Ray, for holding them out. This time Lamb decides to put that little kick through along the floor, weighted it a little bit too much, and it goes out. Let Ridge, relieved to see it go over the dead ball line.
A fair number of tackles made, Joe, over 200, and we're not into the final quarter yet.
No, that's just indicative of the amount of play and the handling and the tackling that's had to be required to stop it. And it's
Tony Kemper, the Leeds forward, returned to the bench for New Zealand. Tony, the Papua New Guineans will feel aggrieved not to have about 3 tries, I think, won't they?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think our defence has been pretty good. We're just putting ourselves under pressure with some drop balls, so hopefully we can keep it up and put a couple more points on the board.
This looks like a very physical, a very hard game now.
Yeah, it's just like the Tongan game. It's still 20 minutes to go and we're not that far in front. We do need a couple more tries to make sure to knock these blokes out.
Thanks, Tony.
Papua New Guinea still charging forward. Ben Berry and Kevin Iroh now. The two Iroh brothers thrown into the fray. Obviously, going to the line himself. He just can't get through. Blistering pace, this Colours skipper. Pio driving forward. Has he got that ball down? Only the referee knows, and only the referee gives the decision. He says he hasn't got the ball down, but it'll be a scrum and a Colours ball. So, no glory for Stanley Geddes. The defence holds, Joe.
referee in the ideal place though. The defence again strong, managed to keep him up. Although he does cross the line, he can't get the downward pressure needed to score a try.
It's Lamb again, in possession. Weaving, dodging, putting a lot of pressure on Gary Freeman. Still on the Kiwi line. Charges for the ball. He's going up. He's just tackled short. James Cox just tackled short. Wesley comes off that left foot. Charges, plows his way. Again it takes 3 Kiwis to put him down. How long can New Zealand hold on to him? Oh, the knock-on. He bangs the ball on the floor. If I could understand him, I'm sure I don't tell you what he said. But just looking at her, poor Pio, he knocks on in his eagerness. And all the pressure off New Zealand once again. Joe, what more can the Colours do to score a try?
I think they've used every possible way to try and get over the line and just been stopped on every occasion.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Whichever team triumphs in this final 20 minutes, and it looks still to be New Zealand in 16-2, these two sides deserve the accolades. The tremendous will to win, the tremendous power in the attack of the Colours, and this heroic defence of the Kiwis. I don't think I've seen a New Zealand side tackle quite like this.
No, they were determined not only to play well in attack, but also in defence. Now we see Freeman coming away with the ball, playing the uncustomary roll-up hooker, but playing very well.
And there we saw the courage of Freeman, the class here now of Henry Paul. The sucker punch wasn't given. Stacey Jones might have found it. Matthew Ridge dives. There's no try. In goal, judge there, David Nathan, ruling no try. But it was well intended.
New Zealand again coming the full length of the field in a set of 6 tackles. A kick through from Jones, again just that touch too long going over the dead ball line, or that would have been a try for Matthew Ridge.
And it's Papua New Guinea's turn now to bring the ball away from their own line. Namando again, always willing to take the ball. Substitute, number 15, Solver. The Murdoch strip coming on. Payo trying to get Salvac moving. Can't do. Again, the tackle from New Zealand. And again, putting pressure on Jason Williams. Williams, good sidestep. Beats Carey. Little bit drawn up. That's what you call pressure in the second half from the Pummels, Joe.
Done very, very well in the second half. They've taken control but failed to cross the line, but they certainly had a lot of ball and a lot of territory.
Oh, tremendous run by Hotasini there. It's New Zealand's turn now to really call the shots. Kearney. Well held by Solberg. And surely in this closing quarter these players must be beginning to tire. Ridge coming up, Henry Paul trying to get through. Kearney again, offloads it inside there to Pongia. Pongia, good roll. The pass was well intended. Adrian Lamb almost got there. But despite the quality of the defence, Joe, and the tackling, the passes, copybook, aren't they?
Yes, a lot of skills on display from both sides. I feel Papua New Guinea, the only trouble they have in attack is that Lamb is their key playmaker, and the New Zealand defence know exactly which side the ball's going to go, because whichever side he stands, they know they have to defend that side. If they had something to vary the play or a switch of play, maybe the chip that you talked about to the opposite side from where Lamb stood, maybe that's what's needed just to break this New Zealand defence up.
Side against New Zealand, Gary Freeman. Had a rousing game as this former Kiwi captain. A big heart there for a little lad. Oh, that's a bad miss. Picked up well by the Kiwi wing and Sydney Bulldogs wing, Jason Williams. Henry Paul moves it out wide now to Blackmore. Blackmore to Hoppy. Hoppy steps inside and meets that man Payo. He's certainly a determined figure in this number 9.
He's had a great game. Only short in size but big heart, and he's able to get a go at the field on attack and put some crutching tackles in on defence.
And Gene Namu there coming on for Matthew Ridge. Certainly quite a few of these players have been in the wards. This is a testing match. Solid run there by Mark Horrow. And poor there got problems with his calf. But a penalty. Now then, I think this is a vital penalty. Surely New Zealand will go for goal here. Try to take the heat out of this situation. Mark Horrow was trying to get up very quickly, but Ben Berry was keeping him down. Michael Angra back on. Nandi there. Well, I'm rather surprised New Zealand didn't put that goal there.
Those 2 points could have just taken them past the Papua New Guinea side and made it very, very difficult for them to come back.
And a penalty to against New Zealand for not playing the ball with the foot. I mean, a penalty in that situation, Joe, can deflate as well.
Here's the penalty here for not playing the ball properly. New Zealand player stands up and just rolls it through his legs. Have to touch it with your foot. Yeah. But you're right in what you say, Ray. In the first half, New Zealand did exactly that. Every time they got into Papua New Guinea's territory, they came away with points of some sort or other, a try or a penalty. This half, they failed to do that.
It may be, Joe, that with Matthew Ridge, the captain, off the field, there was probably nobody there to make the decision. Oh, tremendous effort here! Pyle driving away! His little legs pumping away here! Puts the Comos on the attack! Solback. Certainly very, very slow play the balls. Lamb. Goria just can't get the ball around there. Good cover by New Zealand out wide. Lamb again launches Max Tirry. Good handling skills. Picked up on his fingertips there by David Goria. Back to Lamb again. Oh, beautiful play. He's got real pace. This lad. He's got one to beat. He cuts inside. Tremendous play from John Apple. That really tested the Kiwis out there. But still the New Zealand line holds. Still Papua New Guinea can't get over it. And still New Zealand look to be heading for a semi-final place.
Freeman's put in some excellent tackles. In the last set of 6 there, he stopped Pyle on his break and was back again there to thwart the Papua New Guineans from scoring.
And the problem with the Kiwi skipper Matthew Ridge is that he got a very heavy bang in the tackle on the left side of his rib cage. That was an area of his body was injured 2 weeks ago, and he's feeling very sore indeed. No serious damage though, but very sore on the left side of his rib cage where he had an injury a couple of weeks ago.
The ball on the foot, and Adrian Lamb. I've heard so much about this man from Australia, and he's lived up to that record. I don't think I've seen Joe a better scrum half for many a year.
As soon as Phil Clark arrived back in the country from playing with City Roosters over in Sydney, he mentioned to me about this player. He said he had phenomenal abilities and also very, very clever for his age.
And there is Matthew Ridge taking a rest, nursing those bruised ribs. A lot of work expected, I think, from the Kiwi physiotherapy staff in the coming week. And again another instance of the play the ball, rolling the ball between the legs, not playing the ball. And I think we must admit, Joe, that that instance by Solback, it's been a magnificent game. We've had free-flowing rugby, we've seen 2 fine defences, but we've seen some of the worst playing of the ball I've seen for a long time.
It's been sloppy, Ray. That's the way to describe it. The rule states you have to stand, gain your feet first before you play the ball, and play the ball with your foot. It sounds quite simple, but there's been many mistakes tonight.
New Zealand, Hitro Okasini and David Goria having a rest. Fresh legs on now, fresh faces. Number 16 there, Marcus Pai into the tackle. Jones, Paul, there's room on the outside here for the Kiwis. Oh, he can't get away, he just managed to get hold of him. Richie Blackmore. Jason Williams, ducks, dives, reach for the line. 3 Papuan defenders there. 5 metres from the Common's line. Jones looks to dummy, can't find a way through. On the 5th tackle, surely a little stub of a kick from Henry Paul. No, the pass inside. It's dropped by Brenty Pongia. Well, I think Henry Paul there just looks at Gary Freeman and says, sorry mate. I think a little stump kick through Joe would have put a lot of problems.
The wrong option, either a stump kick or the long pass, the kick to the corner, one of the two would have done it, because New Zealand had an overlap on this left-hand side, probably 3 players to 1.
Less than 10 minutes remaining then in this game. New Zealand 16, Papua New Guinea 2. But still, I have a feeling everything to play for. Marcus Bai. Long pass. Papua New Guinea feeding this wing, Joshua Cairo from the Vipers Club in Port Moresby. Quite a lot in this half. Lamb. That's a good pass from the substitute there. Solver. Tremendous handling skills here now. Oh, it's Marcus Bai. He's going for the line. Oh, and he's in. Wonderful effort. And at last the Cobbles are over there. Marcus Bai, the substitute. The fans have roared them on for the past half hour. The Papuan supporters are dancing with joy in their seats. Knowsley rolled his lit up, and at last they pierce the New Zealand defence.
Ball thrown out wide. Eventually Marcus Bai gets the ball from an inside run, spots the gap, the fend off to push Henry Paul away, and then his pace just outstrips the New Zealand defence for the first time tonight, and a great try for Papua New Guinea.
Yes, and I think when this pass goes out here, Joe, we see the value of new legs. He's got the power to push Henry Paul up, but look at that, he's got the pace as well to go round Stacey Jones. He's confident. He dives in. Oh, and he's got the 4 points they've wanted for so long.
Very important time to score too. If the Papua New Guinea are to come back and snatch this game from New Zealand, that was the time to score. They really had to get over soon.
And an important conversion for Elias Payo here. I've seen him kick a few goals there in the ground at Port Moresby. He's probably not used to having so much grass underneath him as he's coming to kick here. Oh no, he's missed it. Swings it to the left, but nevertheless could the fight back beyond. 16-6 to New Zealand. 7 minutes remaining. Tremendous roars around the ground. Here we see
New Zealand defence had come across and the inside ball was on. A half chance, pushes Henry Paul off and sprints to the line.
A confident runner. And good shadow running there by the full-back, David Buko. The Cummels in possession. Let's remember that placing in the group, only one team to go forward. A draw would suit New Zealand, but Papua New Guinea must win.
And both sides have used all 4 of their substitute now, so there's nobody else to come on, and maybe that won't be in favour of Papua New Guinea. While that kick was being taken, the conversion was being taken, 2 or 3 of their players were being treated for cramp, particularly Joshua Quoro on the white ring, who looked in serious trouble with cramp. So if anything, it looks as though the Papuans are tiring more now in the late stage of this game.
And once again the professional player from Caney holding the Papuan down. Oh, that's a slip. That's a slip. There we see 23 penalties conceded, Joe. That's a lot. And it would be interesting to see how many were around the ruck. I would think nearly half.
I'd say more than half right tonight. Another mistake for Papua New Guinea. The penalty given and then failing to kick it out. Boko this time not finding touch.
New Zealand looking to strike back. Launching Quentin Pongia there. Jones. Well, Okasini not really lined up to take that ball, not running from there. Perhaps a little too flat. But the Kiwis stretching the Cummels here now. Using the ball. Picked up by Papua. Here they come. The crowd are roaring them on. These yellow jerseys seem to be everywhere. Marcus Bai, 5 minutes remaining. Ben Miri. Max Tiri. Well, he's lost the ball. Play on, said Mr. Cummins, but again, after communication with his touch judge, he rules that the ball was not played. The attendance, 8,679. A good crowd here to enjoy this match. And New Zealand taking the time. Jean Namu take the kick. Joe Tolton, what a good job he's done with these Cummels. And Adrian Lamb there, well, I don't think anybody could dispute that. Man of the match. Powerful run from Ponga. But the Kiwis determined to grab a final score in these closing minutes. Jones, Kearney. The Cummels clinging to for dear life to Kearney. Mr. Cummings getting them the full 10 metres back. Jones again. Hall, little switch round. Oh, he sends the big centre. Blackmore racing through. And it's a try. Sean Hoppy. They found the gap out wide. Henry Paul manoeuvred the ball out there. When New Zealand have got close to the Cummels line, they've struck with precision. Blackmore spotted the gap, flicked the ball over the top. 20 points to 6.
A little bit sloppy, but New Zealand's favourite attacking combination. Henry Paul, the run around, then picking up Richard Blackmore running straight and hard. Fends off Boko, the full-back, pops the ball inside. A little bit fortunate to land in Hoppy's hands, but he gladly accepts it to score the try that will put this game to sleep and make sure that New Zealand go through to the semi-finals.
Yes, interesting, a Papua New Guinea player down on the floor, only 12 men defending, good spotting by New Zealand, the power of Blackmore, and then the combination with Hoppy. The Auckland Warriors right-wing combination. Jean Namu, also from the Auckland Warriors, took a nasty knock against the Tongans at Wilderspool Warrington the other night. Up to the task of adding the conversion, and surely now it's New Zealand heading for the semi-final. Just 2 minutes remaining, 22-6 in the lead.
We see the player down in the Papua New Guinea defensive line. Richard Blackmore run on. It takes 3 players to eventually stop him. And there must be a gap somewhere. The ball back inside. Lovely little lob pass over the top to Hoppy.
Yes. There's the try. Calm, cool. And notice he's running around. He's not putting that ball down. He's taking it as near to the post as he can. That's good play. And that's put life into the Kiwi forwards. Quentin Ponga, the Canberra Raiders, brought forward. Carefree rugby now from New Zealand. Jean Namu flicks it back inside. It's picked up by Stacey Jones, but a good tackle by David Buko. Jones plays it himself. Flicked out there. Namu coming into the play now to Kearney. Just 60 seconds remaining. New Zealand hungry for more points. Mark Horrow. The Kiwis very, very tired now. No doubt looking for the final whistle. Tackling to the end. Iro driving forward. Tony Iro on the 5th tackle. Playing the ball on that far side. Hoppy kicks through. Beautifully picked up there by Buko. Superbly done. Still these hard, tough forwards, and that man still prompting, Adrian Lamb. There he is. No way through this time. Good play from the anti-half-back position. Oh! A tremendous burst there now. Has he got the pace? Has Kenny got the pace? He hasn't, but he's got the strength to offload. One tackle remaining. Surely holding down there. There's the hooter. It's all over. No chance for Papua New Guinea to use that ball. A little argument between Stephen Kearney and the wingman Joshua Kauru, but all friends at the end, and they should be congratulating each other because they've